From scenic Colorado Springs, Colorado, it's the USL Championship tonight, presented by Phil Long as the Colorado Springs Switchbacks play host to Sacramento Republic in a big one in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. Sean St. Jacques, the coach, Eric Dobransky, and our entire crew, happy to have you with us. The champions, Colorado Springs, sitting in the 8th and final playoff spot coming into the night. 3 points for James Chambers and their side. Could pole vault them quite a bit up the table. Sac Republic trying to keep FC Tulsa honest for the #1 overall seed in the Western Conference playoffs. Neil Collins and his side need the points as well. We start with the Switchbacks, Eric, who have scored 7 goals in their last 3 games, starting to really tick in the right direction.
7 goals and 7 points, and one of those results being a 2-0 win over FC Tulsa, who are currently setting the pace in the West, as we saw. But most importantly, the Switchbacks, 7 goals, 6 different goal scorers. That is the variety you want to be presenting to opponents come playoff time.
This is right around the time last year that the Colorado Springs got it going. We'll see if they do it again. They're led by Juan Tejada, who's our Keg One Modelo player to watch, and of course played really well against his former club Tampa Bay last time out.
Sometimes what gets lost in goal scoring is the timeliness of those goals. 2 goals on the weekend changed the narrative of how that match was playing out, cut the deficit to 1 goal before the break, paved the way for his team to find the equalizer, presents so many unique challenges for opposing teams.
This strong attacking play, though, for Colorado Springs is going to have their work cut out for them tonight against arguably the best defense in the league for Neil Collins and Sac Republic.
Absolutely incredible, playing complementary football. Both boxes are having direct influence on each other. One stat that pops out to me is shots faced. I mean, obviously a lot of the other stats are intriguing as well, but showcases how well each line is playing and their commitment to the forwards, to the back line, and protecting the goal and influencing the defensive half of the field.
It's helped them get into the Jägermeister Cup final as well. And our Keg One Modelo player to watch for Sac Republic is Jack Gurr, who can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, his ground coverage is absolutely tremendous, and then his responsibility and recognition on top of that. Defensively, he wins his duels, and then offensively, he just provides such quality in that wide area.
This fixture is arguably the one with the most on the line as far as the playoff picture is concerned, and we're getting closer and closer to the stretch run to the playoffs in the USL Championship. It's the champion Switchbacks welcoming Sac Republic to Widener Field, and the kickoff is next.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
The moment you call McDivitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Tonight's player walkout is sponsored by Children's Hospital Colorado. We are moments away from kick between Colorado Springs and Sacramento Republic. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky back here with you. Let's dive into the Phil Long starting 11s. We begin with James Chambers and the defending champions.
Yeah, eyes go up top. The experience and physicality of Kyle Vassell up top. He is someone that hunts down every ball in and around the box, playing alongside Hanya and Fjellberg. I believe the wide area is going to be a key for the Switchbacks tonight. Foster, Ward, their influence throughout, not only winning their duels, but being a consistent presence in the attacking half of the field.
3 matches unbeaten in the league for Colorado Springs. 3 matches in the league unbeaten for Neil Collins and Sacramento as well.
All starts with Russell Cicerone spearheading the line, leads the team in goals and chance creation. Then the tone setters in midfield. Rolo Lopez currently tops the team in assists, and Nick Ross's calmness and composure, they will guide this team, all anchored in the back by Danny Vidiello and the 10 clean sheets this team has collected.
It's been quite some time since these two teams last met. You have to go back to the early weeks of the season. March 22nd in the Californian capital. It finished 2 apiece. And now, of course, in the rematch, there's, of course, quite a bit on the line, particularly for the Switchbacks, hoping to jump up a few spots in the Western Conference table. Sacramento trying to track down Tulsa, who have just been so strong at the top of the Western Conference in the USL Championship. Colorado Springs gets us started. They're in black with the blue trim. They're going from left to right here at Widener Field in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and we are off and running. Again, Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky, our entire crew. Really good game tonight in the West that has so much of an impact on the Western Conference table, which of course seems to fluctuate every time you look at it. But particularly tonight, there could be quite a lot of movement, particularly if you look at Colorado Springs. They can get 3 points tonight. There is a world where results could go their way, and they could vault up to 3rd place in the West. Sacramento is trying to cut down that deficit from 8 potentially to 5, with FC Tulsa leading the way in the West.
Who knew that early season matchup between these two teams, that 3rd game of the season, would be a prelude to what has become the Wild West when it comes to the standings. I mean, that was a 2-2 match, but both of the goals for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks coming in one in the 86th and then in the 97th, both from Justin Dillon, and that's a match that Sacramento Republic led 2-0 most of the way, and Colorado Springs on the road picks up a point. And it just, how congested the standings are. You can go from being the chased one weekend to chasing the teams that were just below you. And I know we still have 7 matches left, but you want to put yourself where decision day is about where your positioning is, not whether you fall above or below the line.
That's going to find Russell Cicerone on this near side, but he's in an offside position. And it's a free kick for Colorado Springs on this near side.
Now Sacramento firmly has a hold of 2nd place in the West, so they are not entirely concerned with falling, below the playoff line unless something incredibly drastic happens. But Colorado Springs, every point, every match, so valuable, obviously, for Sacramento Republic trying to reel in FC Tulsa.
They mentioned Sacramento throwing away a 2-goal lead against Colorado Springs. They did that again last time out at home against Phoenix. They were 2-0 up. They were cruising at times, particularly in the first half. Of course, Corey Bennett gets sent off. He's suspended for tonight's game. And credit Pompidou Ka and the resilience again of Phoenix Rising. We've seen that a time or two this season, and Sacramento end up dropping points in the end, 2-2.
And that's almost been the narrative throughout the season in the West. I mean, teams being resilient, coming up with points and coming up with spells of play. I mean, Lexington, there wasn't too long ago that Lexington was well below the playoff line. What a job Terry Boss and that group has done in the West. Now, currently in 4th, obviously there's a ton of teams currently in the live table that are tied at 33 points, but El Paso got off to that flying start to start the season. Obviously they're still in the mix of being a top 4 in the West.
Yosuke Hanya is still down here for Colorado Springs, away from the play. Lee Desmond gets Sacramento situated as far as the defensive duties are concerned. As we take a gander at James Chambers, had a great conversation with him earlier in the week. And he's been here before with Colorado Springs. Last year, around this time, is when they started playing their best play of the season. And of course, they went on and they won the championship.
And I think when you go through runs of play like this, is like a bit of blood there from Yosuke Hanya. Catches that left shin guard area. Lee Desmond. But there's no question that Colorado Springs Switchbacks, James Chambers' side, they're going to be battle tested come playoff time. I mean, right there in the mix of being above the playoff line, being close to being below it, and then also being within striking distance of the top four. So some big points on the line here to finish out the season.
That's an injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Like you said, Coach, does look like that Yosuke Hanya got quite a blow there and is getting it treated as we speak. We were talking a little bit off air about Yosuke Hanya. It's such a good year last year, obviously formerly of the Colorado Rapids organization, and then played a lot in Next Pro, where he scored a bunch of goals there. Scored a bunch of goals last season for James Chambers. Hasn't been the same success-wise, but James Chambers clearly feels he can still rely on him in a game as important as this one is.
Yeah, just keep trusting that that game is going to kind of come to fruition. Obviously, we've seen glimpses of it throughout last season and this season, but just the numbers don't add up to the quality that you just see day in and day out. I mean, what he has in his toolbox technically, the vision, the creativity, and then the awareness to be able to drop into midfield to play make from that position, but also stretch himself and get higher up the field and put himself in some of those isolated situations that you would favor him in a lot of 1v1 duels faced up at a defender.
Hanya feeds Tejada, and Tejada is gobbled up, and Sac Republic win the ball back. Ross trying to split the lines over the top. It doesn't fall kindly for Cicerone, at least not initially. Cicerone keeps on battling for it, and eventually Tyler Clegg, the former Sac Republic player, touches it away from him.
I mean, we saw it last week, the relentless running of Russell Cicerone. He can create something out of nothing. Yes, you have him bottled up 2v1, but he will just keep moving his feet. He will keep battling. Almost gets on the end of that and almost delays it just enough to put you in a situation where you get Pirano in with you.
Sacramento have a throw-in to work with from this far side. It's flicked onto the edge of the 6. Again, Sacramento can recycle it on this far side. They clip it back into the middle. The header takes a deflection. Cicerone's header is claimed by Herrera at point-blank range.
The quality that you get from the services from Sacramento.
Ooh, up the other end, Vitiello gets there ahead of Tejada. Non-stop action there. Tejada is still down, and Sacramento survive as it quickly came up the other end.
And that verticality here, you go direct from Herrera. Juan Tejada leaving that midfield position, getting higher up the field. Obviously the versatility with Juan Tejada's game, he can play up front, he can play in the midfield, kind of depending on what matchups you want to create. And you had a player like Kyle Vassell that gives you that physicality in the box. You clip a couple services in, you put yourself in a situation where you can get good numbers in and around a player like that. And this is an offense that feels like they're just a few moments away from being at full go.
That was a long throw-in down the line. Kleeman gets the head to it first. And Ryan JJ is there defensively. Tejada is tripped up, and our referee, Jeremy Shear, gives Colorado Springs a free kick. Well, there's a look at Neil Collins, of course, former Tampa Bay Rowdies head coach. There were some times early in the season where Sacramento had a couple of bumps in the road. That didn't last too long, and the last few months, they've been arguably as good as any team in the league. And since the start of July, they're 5 unbeaten, particularly away from home. They have 6 road wins this season. They're just in excellent form.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the Players' Shield race and you look at what Lou City and Charleston Battery are doing, obviously you have a little bit of a slow start from Sacramento Republic. A lot of outsiders had Sacramento Republic being in that Players' Shield race and obviously being contender to win the West. But my goodness, they are a team that everybody's looking at now, and they are not who you want to be playing come playoff time. And a team out of the West, obviously FC Tulsa and Luke Spencer, his group, the body of work that they have done throughout the season is incredible, and it continues to be. Those are 2 teams that probably look to challenge those 2 Eastern Conference teams.
That's another injury stoppage here, brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Juan Tejada, probably the last player James Chambers would want to see in this position at the moment, considering the form that he is in, but he's getting attended to here on the near side. Of course, there's plenty of games going on around the grounds tonight. We're keeping an eye on all of them. So many, pretty much all of them really, have an impact on either the Eastern Conference table or the Western Conference table, as Tejada is luckily back up onto his feet and ready to go. So we'll be keeping an eye and letting you know, giving you updates on some of those results from elsewhere, particularly games that could impact this game in particular. Detroit and Lexington are at 0-0 right now, and it's 1-1 between Louisville and Las Vegas at the moment, although the lights are down to 10 men. So Devin Rensing's side have some work to do at Lynn Family Stadium if they are to leave with a result.
Yeah, I would dare to say a lot of eyes are going to be on that Orange County San Antonio match as well, that kicks off fairly soon.
This is Ryan JJ on the far side, looping it over the top for Jack Gurr. Marked closely by Isaiah Foster. Gurr keeps the ball in play, but eventually it's picked up by Jonas Fjellberg on the far side.
And that's just the willingness from Jack Gurr. He'll win his duel or his responsibility defensively, but he will just launch himself to climb the field and put himself in a position where he can become a valuable attacking presence. And it just unbalances teams. I mean, it makes you make tough decisions, and you have to be aware of it. And does it put you a bit on your back foot where you don't necessarily want to vacate space? Good turn here.
Hassel does really well to move the switchbacks forward, and then does give it away on the back end. Just having that as an option is a big deal, though, for Colorado Springs. Vassal's come in and clearly made an impact. Obviously, with Justin Dillon moving on earlier in the season, they had to fill that gap, and they're hoping that Vassal can lead them down the stretch and, of course, into what they hope around these parts will be another deep playoff run.
Had that impact, his first goal, game winner against Monterey Bay. Big 3 points and part of that 3-game stretch we highlighted in the open.
It's well defended on the back end by one of the best defenders in the league. Matt Mahoney cleans it up for Colorado Springs. Clegg onto this near side for Akeem O'Connor-Ward. And back to Herrera. Fjellberg pressured by Gurr. Tejada able to spin away from a challenge. It could open up here for Colorado Springs down this near side. Chance to play in Hanya. This is where Yosuke Hanya can be very, very dangerous. He lays it off. Ward for Tejada, Echeverria. Time and space for Foster. Fjellberg, back for Foster. Foster gets past Gurr. Foster to the byline, he goes down. Referee points for a goal kick in the end.
And a tremendous spell from the Colorado Switchbacks, Spring Switchbacks, because this is what I spoke about when we highlighted the lineups, the ability of Foster and Ward to climb the field, put themselves in the final third, make Sacramento understand that this is going to be something that they're going to have to see for 90 minutes. Now that willingness for Jack Gurr to just leave and vacate that wide area and go into the attacking half. Now they're the ones counter-punching there.
It looks like Colorado Springs, as we look at the Common Spirit Health injury report, none reported for either side, but this might be an injury issue here, as Juan Tejada's making the walk towards this near side. Picked up a bump and a bruise earlier. He's trying to work through it for Colorado Springs, but it appears that he's going to have a premature, exit. That is a big, big blow in this game. And we hope, for his sake and for Colorado Springs, that it's not a long-term situation. He'll be replaced, though, by a heck of a player in Marco Micheletto. It's University of Colorado Springs substitution.
Yeah, that is tough to see, and there's two parts to it. You hope that maybe you're making the change early enough that you do see this injury be short-lived, where it is something that you can turn around, get treatment on, and you're back. But you also know that for something to bring him off this early, it's got to be something that is very uncomfortable. So it's something that you know it's very serious in order to bring him off in the first half.
It's one of those, right, where you could maybe argue it's a precaution, but this is a big game for Colorado Springs. If they drop points tonight, you don't know where you're going to end up. It's that kind of race right now in the West. Every game down the stretch for pretty much every team in the West, maybe barring Tulsa, is going to feel like a playoff game in some way, shape, or form.
Well, you make a great point, because both these teams facing their remaining schedule is against teams that are going to be battling for their playoff lives. Colorado Springs, you go on to host New Mexico United, then you host Hartford, who is on a spectacular ascent in the East, and then hosts San Antonio, who's kind of been in and out of the top four.
You mentioned Lexington's run in the West. Hartford's run's been very similar. They were below the playoff line for quite a long time this season. Now they're up to 5th, as Micheletto is taken off his path by Kleeman. Certainly the fans wanted a foul. Referee says play on.
It's always so fascinating, because we obviously get the fortunate opportunity to talk to a lot of the coaches week to week before matches, and how many, when you talk to, hold that thought,
Ward steps in,
talk to about playoff positioning, had just full belief in their team's performances. It felt like maybe the results in it, particularly towards like a Hartford or a Lexington, obviously James Chambers and Colorado Springs Switchbacks, were just in such belief of their performances that those performances are going to start yielding the results that would put them in that position.
Well, Jack Gurr does decent work down this far side. Looks like it ricochets out for a corner for Sac Republic. This was the earlier one. Kleeman actually extends his arm on Micheletto.
Yeah, for me, that's a foul. I think that definitely miss it there. His forearm on that right forearm goes up and catches Micheletto. Now they got to deal with a corner in their own defensive box.
Well, it is a McDivitt law firm corner. McDivitt is in your corner. Sac Republic are hoping to turn this into a real opportunity. Their captain, Rodrigo Roro Lopez, stands over it. It is played short, looking for a different angle. Decent ball in. Cicerone wasn't far away from getting a head onto that, but Herrera makes a rather comfortable catch in the end.
And just looking for the slightest of touches as that ball travels in towards Herrera. Just unable to make that kind of contact, and just a routine stop.
It's played back for Steven Echeverria. This is Tyler Clegg. Tried to knife it through for Vassell, and it is cut out. Controlled by Nick Ross for Sacramento. Kleeman for JJ. And Gurr. First time ball forward by Ross, and the flag. He's going to go up against Pirano. That's a free kick. And Christian Pirano is another player who scored some key goals, a key penalty, of course, in the Jaeger Cup against Loudoun to send them through to the semifinals, where they prevailed again on penalties. So many big game players, really, in both teams.
And an electric player, 5 goals on the season. Between he and Russell Cicerone, 12 goals. The team's 35.
Foster, not on the same page with Fjellberg, and that's going to roll out for a goal kick. Gives us time to tell you that Sunbelt Rentals have local hustle and, of course, national muscle. I talked about how Matt Mahoney's one of the best defenders in the USL Championship. Not many better goalkeepers than Danny Vitiello. Did struggle a little bit in the second half against Phoenix last time out, but my goodness, is that the exception to the rule? He's always on it. And of course, as we now know through Jaeger Cup, Sacramento's got 2 pretty good goalkeepers, and Vitiello's nearly tested here on the header by Hanya, who is yet to score in the USL Championship this season. He misses the target there.
Gets the necessary separation here on the service. Works centrally and then backpedals, puts himself in a position where he is the only one able to make contact. That's where you show Benitez one thing. You have that central run, and you keep your defender there, and you just kind of guide yourself into that wide space, but unable to guide it on frame. Going back to what you just said, Jared Mazzola has had a Jägermeister Cup, 2 penalties in a row, quarterfinal and semifinal. Now I know that they advanced 3-0 in the penalties against Rhode Island, and 2 of those 3 were missed frame completely. But I still do give goalkeepers credit for influencing the detail of that finish. So although it doesn't go down as a save, and he only made 1 out of the 3, I think that influence is very high. And then Danny Vitiello.
Fjellberg. Ooh, Vassell tried to leave it, but there was nobody behind him. It could have been the right idea in the end, but no one was on the same page. Actually, the Switchbacks do recover it. Cicerone. Be a chance here for Sacramento. Lopez for Ross. Far side, Jack Gurr. JJ back for Lopez. Not much of an avenue to attack on this occasion down that far side, at least not yet. They're going to try with JJ, and there's nowhere through. Lopez will switch it onto this near side. Michel Benitez, lovely first touch. More Sacramento players joining in here. Ross. Benitez. Willie on the turn. It's Roro Lopez, blocked away by Brennan Creek. Only as far as Desmond for a reset. Lopez out wide for Gurr. JJ for Lopez. And forced back over the halfway line to Kleeman. And then Colorado Springs win it back here. Good anticipation by Echeverria.
And good sequence defensively from the Switchbacks. Kept that structure, never deviated from it. Made sure that everything that Sacramento Republic presented was taken care of. Now for Sacramento Republic on the ball, can you add a bit of that urgency? Good ball in.
Oh, what a ball in behind, but I think Hanya may have handled that. And the referee points in the opposite direction. Sacramento free kick, but that was a delicious ball from Micheletto.
Yeah, great ball, well-timed run. It almost just catches, takes that bounce a bit higher than Hanya maybe anticipated, and he's got to catch it with that right arm. This is going to be an intriguing battle throughout the night. Benitez and Hanya, two teams that structurally and tactically look to do things a bit differently off the ball and on the ball.
Micheletto surveys the scene. Oh, he tried a Travella, little ball in behind with the outside of his right boot. Finds Vitiello instead of the intended target, Fjellberg. Well, the USL on CBS Sports Network continues in September with Championship Eastern Conference rivals battling to stay in the playoff hunt. It's Indy 11 taking on Birmingham Legion, Sunday, September 21st, 5 p.m. Eastern. It's on the CBS Sports Network. That's a huge game tomorrow, just below the playoff line in the East, particularly with Rhode Island getting a huge 3 points in Miami yesterday. That feels like a huge must-win for both Mark Briggs and Sean McCauley's sides.
It is that one, and they've got to start stacking some results.
Yep. Oh, Hanya digs out the cross. Vitiello claims. We hinted at it earlier. Every team is still in it, and that's got to be a dream for the neutral. I mean, every game you watch means a lot over these next couple of months as we get into really pretty much in it right now, the run-in towards the final playoff push. As that is going to be a foul, and it's going to be a Sacramento free kick. Foster and Pirano colliding.
This is going to be the first one of those deeper restarts for either of these teams.
It is a common spirit health injury stoppage as both players need a moment here. Could be a possible head injury as well, at least for Pirano. And our referee, Jeremy Shear, rightly is called on the medical staff from both teams here. We talked to James Chambers earlier in the week, and as only he could put it, he did say this game could have started out, as he put it, in a bar fight, physical kind of scenario. We've seen signs of that. I don't think it was as physical as he was maybe anticipating, although Neil Collins' sides are very physical, James Chambers' sides are very physical, but they certainly have had a few moments where it's been weaved in.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't going to be a game that lacked physicality for sure. And then, but within that, I mean, he made a great point. Now start adding in and the football aspect of it.
Yeah.
Where can you start influencing the game footballing wise? And that's where both these teams, going into the 29th minute, you're getting a better feel for what areas you could start unlocking, where are you finding some advantages. And I think that's why a free kick from this area, when you have a player like Roro Lopez over it, it's of danger, especially here late in the season. I mean, coaches always emphasize restarts, free kicks, corners, set pieces, long throw-ins. But towards the tail end of the season, you almost hear that multiplied by 100 because the fine margins are just, everybody's kind of taking a look at everybody. It's about your second go around for the team in your conference. Every detail matters.
Roro Lopez, this is his territory, lining up this set piece opportunity on a beautiful night, it must be said, here in Colorado Springs on his setting here. Could probably put that on a postcard. It's that beautiful tonight. It's an underline free kick opportunity. Delivering gigabit fiber internet, underline.com/COS. Roro Lopez hits it right into the wall. Vassell recovers it for Colorado Springs and looks to get the Switchbacks moving forward here. Ryan JJ is there ahead of Fjellberg and knocks it forward, although Lopez hits it out for a throw.
I think one matchup on the field, obviously involves multiple players, but something that James Chambers and the Switchbacks are going to be looking for is Vassell's influence on that back three of Sacramento Republic. Obviously, your wingbacks drop back and you get that support, but the times and the way he influences those three center backs, which two is he operating in between? Does he delay one of them being able to step out to a wide player in some of those instances in the attacking third? And those are things that are going to continue to fine-tune themselves as this season, the end of this season, kind of sees itself out. But you definitely want those to play out sooner than later.
Kleeman trying to keep it away from Vassell. This is Creek. Gets it back from Foster and then plays Foster down the far sideline. That was a lovely move. JJ sweeps it out for a Switchbacks throw.
And that's even just a small example right there. The ability to drag Freddie Kleeman all the way out to the sideline. Now you have Lee Desmond, obviously, who's an aerial threat himself. But can you thin out some of that central space for yourself to operate in?
It is going to be Foster to take the throw in for Colorado Springs. Towards Echeverria, Sac Republic get first touches on it. Fjellberg's cross is blocked. Foster into the middle, it's nudged down. Micheletto, who could certainly strike it. Tried it with his left boot and skies it.
Terrific job getting on the second wave of attack, and ambitious from Micheletto, but a player that has that in his toolbox. So wouldn't be surprised if he was able to put his laces right through that.
Sliding challenge there. Ooh, it falls kindly here for Colorado Springs. That was Krieg. And in behind here is Ward. Saved by Vitiello. Vassell on the follow-up. Fouls Vitiello. Two chances for Colorado Springs.
Good combination play here from the Switchbacks. Ward getting in from that outside back position, an inverted run, and then that first touch just preps this take. Vitiello there to make the save. Good timing all around from the Switchbacks, and met by a good save. Obviously unable to move Vitiello from side to side, but still put a lot of power behind it.
Another injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health as While Vassal is still down here after the heavy collision, and obviously Vitiello took quite the hit as well. Well, it's a big night here at Widener Field. You need, well, all the bells and whistles you can get, and Ziggy, one of the best mascots in the league, certainly helped to fire this crowd up. Is he the GOAT? He's a GOAT. Is he the GOAT of mascots in the USL Championship? We'll leave that for the folks at home to decide. He's certainly in that conversation.
Well, when you have conversations about the GOAT, you got to bring in the conversation of championships, and that they have.
Oh, yeah, good call. Can't have a conversation about the GOAT without a GOAT, can you? And of course, these fans. I mean, Widener Field, since it opened, talking 5-6 years ago now, one of the best atmospheres in the USL Championship week in and week out. Something that James Chambers has harped on multiple times during his tenure, going back to Brendan Burke's time with the Switchbacks as well. I mean, this has become one of the great grounds and certainly one of the best atmospheres we have in the league.
And that's why when you look at the remaining schedule, you kind of, what pops out is 5 out of the remaining 7 are home.
Yeah.
And that's big for the Switchbacks, especially for that playoff push.
And you think about the recent playoff runs that Colorado Springs has been on. When they've been at home in the playoffs, they've been unstoppable. And on the road, it's not been as good. So they'll want to fight again for home field advantage in the playoffs and have these good people behind them to make another run towards defending that championship. It looks like the dust has settled from that collision. Vitiello looks to be okay, although he needs a little bit of a moment here to reset the ball. Referee says it was not properly placed. Hopefully Vassal is okay as well. Just under 10 minutes, plus probably a decent chunk of stoppage time considering how many injury stoppages we've had. And Sacramento put the ball back into play. It's nudged forward where Clegg gets ahead onto it. Then Micheletto had the position. Then, oh, Roro Lopez makes contact with Micheletto. Might have been up towards the face area, and Colorado Springs get the free kick. Far side, Foster. Resets for Matt Mahoney. Clegg. Ward is double parked here, but keeps the possession via a throw.
You gotta believe that James Chambers and his coaching staff have to be pleased with the balance they're seeing from the attack from either side. I mean, you get Foster involved throughout this first half, and then you've got Hakeem Ward involved. I mean, he had the shot on Vitiello there just a few moments ago. I mean, you are getting 2 of your outside backs in and heavily involved in some big moments, not just to sit there and occupy a defender and bring somebody out, but on the ball, influencing and impacting what your team is doing in the final third. Just adds so much value. Good turnover here.
Fjellberg trying to drive forward here, and he commits a foul, trying to get past Nick Ross. Sacramento recovers it and gets a free kick.
Getting around Nick Ross, but putting himself back into play to earn the foul. You know, Collins spoke so highly of Nick Ross this week. That consistency should never be underestimated. He is a consistent fixture in the 11, but you rarely see him in a team of the week. I mean, he doesn't have the numbers that kind of are loud numbers where it gets you on team of the week or in some of those talking points, but a consistent starter on a team that is one of the best in the West, as we see. Now Vassal's still back down, unfortunately. Hopefully he's able to continue as we see a change coming for Sacramento Republic.
That's going to be it for Christian Pirano. He cannot continue here. And Luis Felipe is going to take his place. Wow, both teams losing a very key player in this first half. Remember, substitutions are brought to you by UCCS, where business careers start. Obviously, Luis Felipe is a wonderful replacement, but Pirano for Sacramento and Juan Tejada, for those just joining us, left early with an injury for Colorado Springs as well. Those are two key cogs to two big-time playoff contenders.
And we touched on it earlier when we saw Tejada have to come off. You just hope that it's precautionary, and it's nothing that lengthy, but you just can't underestimate the seriousness of it when you have to come off this early.
And just as we say that, it looks like Colorado Springs might be preparing a change here. Vassell has been down a couple of times in this first half. It did look like Levante Johnson was getting prepared by James Chambers. We'll get to that in a moment. Another injury development here. We're starting to get to the point where most teams have 5-6 games left in this regular season. Not the time to lose key players.
And you know that a lot of these teams have already had to navigate the ebbs and flows of injuries, rotation, availability, and you never want to see a player out for a significant amount of time, out at all due to injury, and especially this time of year. You're just hopeful that Kyle Vassell's able to return. Tejada, Pirano, you just hope that, again, that they are precautionary and they're just something that, hey, with 6 games remaining after this matchup, you're able to turn around and get them back and available.
Just over, I should say just under, beg your pardon, 5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half. This is Nick Ross for Lee Desmond. Back for Kleeman, JJ on this far side. Desmond surveys the scene, switches it out to the far side for Gurr, who does keep the ball in play, just about. He has JJ for support. Now Nick Ross. On the back line, dictating play here. Desmond for Benitez. Cicerone in this pocket of space, trying to pick out a teammate. He finds Gurr again on this far side. Gurr's cross is blocked by Foster, who quickly swipes it out for a throw. And that is going to lead us to another change that I know James Chambers would not have wanted to have to make in this first half, but he has no choice. That's going to be it for Kyle Vassell. And he will be replaced by Levante Johnson, another UCCS sub where business careers start. And then from the restart, it's flicked in behind. It's going to ricochet out for a McDivitt Law Firm corner. Benitez, as he trots over to take it, we tell you that Sunbelt Rentals have local hustle and national muscle.
Second corner for Sacramento Republic. They went short the first time.
But before it's even taken, the referee spots an infraction inside the penalty area. Foster was walking over. It's actually going to be Cicerone and Creek who have been summoned here for a huddle.
And clearly Sacramento Republic does not have a player there to receive it short. So they are going to go in the box. As much havoc and chaos in and around Christian Herrera.
Not the easiest assignment, having to guard Russell Cicerone in the area. And from the corner, it's flicked on! Oh, it's onto the roof of the net. And the referee points for a corner on the near side. Oh, that was very, very close.
And as you said it, Russell Cicerone, not sure he was the one that made first contact, but he was definitely in that area. You look at the movement, So hard to track. Yep, and he gets his head on it. And when you have that kind of traffic in front, all you need is to put it on goal, and it takes the slightest of touches.
It's a Pikes Peak National Bank corner. Bank well, be well, cheer loud. Second try at it here for Sacramento. This time Lopez is a short option. Benitez does take that route. Lopez whips the ball in. Oh, and Herrera palms it over the top. That was certainly traveling, and Sac Republic will get another corner.
Yeah, terrific job from Christian Herrera parrying this ball over the crossbar.
It's going to be another McDivitt Law Firm corner. We're in your corner. Final minute of normal time at the end of the half. Third try from Sac Republic here, and there's a foul before the ball could even get towards Herrera and the leaping Ryan JJ, and that allows the Switchbacks to finally alleviate the pressure. Herrera will get the ball back into play. I think we've had at least 4 injury stoppages in the first half. We've been sort of wondering how that will impact first half stoppage time. We're about to enter it here as Willie looks to bring this forward. The answer is it impacted it quite a bit. 7 added minutes. Brought to you by the TikTok shop of stoppage time left. And Willie helps Sacramento get a free kick in the meanwhile. And it'll be Roro Lopez to take. Still a lot of time left in the half because of all those stoppages. So there is time for someone to grab some late first half momentum here. It's an underlined free kick. It's played short for JJ. Back for Lopez. Lopez tried to slice it through. Gurr eventually gets there. And the shot soars over the top.
And this battle in the half spaces, trying to put your team in an area where you pick up the ball in advanced areas. And you're able to, you know that you're already going to be in a match where you've got to work for where the shots and the opportunities you get, but anytime you can pick off a pass or win a duel higher up, make the field shorter. As we see Monte Johnson's first introduction in the final third since coming on, I feel a lot of the play has been in their defensive half. Another explosive attacking option for Colorado Springs Switchbacks and James Chambers. See what this front three can continue to do.
16 league appearances now for the Canadian Levante Johnson. No league goals, though. That's now 2 players in that front three for Colorado Springs that have yet to score a league goal this season. The one exception is the 2 goals from Jonas Fjellberg. Clegg, not definitive on his clearance. And Felipe loops the header over the top, looking for Cicerone, who fouls Matt Mahoney. And the attack fizzles out for Sac Republic.
That's relentless pressure that you're going to continue to get from Russell Cicerone. He will just not allow you to relax, building out of the back or reclaiming possession. Just always got to be aware.
Sacramento win the initial header. And then it goes out of play. It's a Switchbacks throw. Mahoney around the horn for Foster. Still about 4 minutes roughly left in the half as Micheletto is well dealt with in the end by Ryan JJ. Gurr will clear it, but Mahoney tries to move the header back upfield. It's Fjellberg sneaking in behind, and he was fouled in the end, and he's going to stay down for a moment as Creek tries to put the ball back into play. Referee's going to let it continue here for Clegg. Clegg tries to serve the ball to the edge of the area. Willie and company. And Gurr just about finds Vitiello under heavy Fjellberg pressure. Clegg's header back forward. Desmond and company have work to do here. It's just going to go out for a throw in the end. Ward quickly for Creek. Creek with a step over to get past Rodo Lopez. Lays it off for Jonas Fjellberg. And it soars into the seats.
And with as many defenders that were moving for Sacramento Republic, did you have the opportunity, if you're Jonas Fjellberg, to take a touch into that central space and then explode into that finish? But you have to take it one time, but you can see the intent from the Switchbacks. They wanted to go fast there. They wanted to conjure up another quality attack. And you have to feel like this is the game that both these teams felt like was going to present itself. The physicality's there, obviously the stoppages of play. In terms of the restarts, the fouls called. And both teams sprinkling in dangerous opportunities. 6 shots for Sacramento Republic, 3 of those inside the box, 4 shots for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, 2 of those inside the box. So both these teams valuing upgrading when it's there to be upgraded.
Foster for Clegg. This is Echeverria, about a minute roughly left in the half. Clegg. First time ball forward by Micheletto is cut out before it could get to Hanya. Chance for Creek to recycle the attacking play for Colorado Springs. Foster surveys, whips it into the middle, and it lands on the roof of the net. They tried to pick out Levante Johnson, who was actually making a really good run through the heart of the 18-yard box and ended up being nowhere near.
And that's the area that I think both these coaches are going to be pleased with, the positional play, really on both sides of the ball, because defensively it's been spot on. We've seen some of the sequences from Colorado Springs Switchbacks, their ability to absorb when they need to, but also their ability to go hunt in numbers when it's there to be won. In Sacramento Republic, we know how difficult and stingy they are defensively, and in a play like that, it highlights how simple a play can be thwarted when you have that positional play. Lee Desmond didn't even have to move. He just had himself in the proper position to pick off that pass that was bound for Levante Johnson. If you move him even a step or two to the left or the right, you're probably in behind. So when you have tight matchups like this, it becomes the battle of those fine margins, those fine details. Who's going to move the defender in the attacking third when they're there to be moved? Who's going to upgrade the opportunity when it's there to be upgraded? Who's going to make the play that becomes the difference in this match?
Well, the plot thickens as half number 1 comes to a close here at Widener Field in Colorado Springs. Couple of half chances for both teams, but no fireworks yet here at Widener Field. 0-0 at the half between the Switchbacks and Sacramento. We'll have plenty to come during the halftime break when we come back.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
The moment you call McDivitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
When I came back from the war, I was barely hanging on by a thread. I'm here today because of Tanya's relentless efforts in trying to get me healed. And says, Michael, I know you've got a plan to take your life today, but if you give me just 5 more minutes to love you. 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, honey, 5 more minutes.
Michael has actually taught me what it looks like to accept help.
Halftime here at Widener Field in Colorado Springs. 0-0 between the Switchbacks and Sacramento Republic. We'll have the second half coming up in just a few moments. But first, tonight's honorary healthcare professional of the match is Christy Olson, the president of Penrose Hospital. Thank you, Christy, for everything you've done to help our community. Healthcare professional of the match is sponsored by Olson Plumbing and Heating. Got a good one brewing here between Colorado Springs and Sac Republic. We'll go to break here, tell you about The Experience, presented by El Jimador. It's a video docu-series that shows history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporters groups. The latest episode showcases USL League One's Portland Hearts of Pine and the Dirigo Union. It's also available on youtube.com/USL.
They're not here by accident. It's not by chance.
You know, you only get one chance to make a first impression.
The game day environment is unlike anything I've experienced. It's loud, it's authentically Maine.
Even if the supporter doesn't play on the pitch, we fight together.
Don't get many opportunities to be a part of something brand new. We do have a responsibility to set the foundation.
People are coming here because they know soccer and they want to watch.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador, spiked bebidas.
Welcome back, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky here with you. Halftime in Colorado Springs. It's 0-0 between the Switchbacks and Sacramento Republic. We'll have the second half coming up in just a moment, but first, news and notes from around the league. And not many teams do well, as you know, Coach, at Highmark. The one exception seems to be Louisville, who won there recently. They're leading Vegas as it stands right now, and of course, Hartford are rolling at the moment, although they might lose at the moment to Pittsburgh. That's still getting into the final minutes.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, a late goal from Chase Boone for Pittsburgh. Hartford's up against it right now, but what a terrific run Brendan Burke's group has been, and Cal Jennings just continues to set the pace. I mean, this is a side, you lose Nick Marcanic over the break, and Cal Jennings just comes in, and obviously the prolific goal scorer that he has just come in and set the pace throughout the league for Charleston Battery.
Charleston and Louisville leading the way right now overall in the league. Team of the week for week 28, and of course Wante Hana was on there for his incredible performance against the Rowdies last time out. Peter Wilson in Oakland, though, are still hanging around, and no surprise that Brendan Burke gets Coach of the Week for the job he's done with Hartford.
And Jorge Hernandez for San Antonio, much needed result at Loudoun. We're winless in 4. He had 2 goals in that 5-2 win over Loudoun United. Obviously, Delence Pierre for FC Tulsa, such a team that is so difficult to break down, FC Tulsa.
A lot of players certainly thoroughly deserving of that. Then, of course, everyone's looking forward to the Jägermeister Cup final. It's October 4th, 10 p.m. Eastern. Sac Republic hosting Hartford, arguably the 2 hottest teams in the league at the moment. The winner will lift the Jägermeister Cup trophy. It'll be on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Again, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific for those watching out west. Hinted at a couple of these scores here in the live scores. Lexington beats Detroit by 1-0. Huge win for Terry Boss's side. Louisville edging ahead with Adrian Perez's late goal. They're 2-1 up over 10-man Vegas. Pittsburgh closing in on what would be a massive 3 points for them at red-hot Hartford.
And again, all eyes San Antonio and Orange County. I mean, you just mentioned some massive results across the scoreboard, but eyes go to that match and see how that affects Colorado Springs Switchbacks and Sacramento Republic.
I should mention, with Lexington's win, the Switchbacks can still jump up some spots tonight, but the highest they can get at the end of the night is 4th. Big upcoming schedule. Lots of games to look out for. Charleston go to El Paso. Monterey Bay have to win that against New Mexico. Tulsa will be tested at Oakland in the Coliseum.
Yeah, I was going to say a must win for Monterey Bay and Jordan Stewart's side, and then almost the same, not the same for Oakland Roots, but they've got to start collecting significant points now. Obviously, they made a huge result with that draw, that 3-3 against Charleston Battery, who the class of the East, but it's tough. It's got to keep picking up 3.
CBS Sports Network tomorrow. Indy, Birmingham, another big one to circle in the Eastern Conference playoff chase. 0-0 here at Widener Field in Colorado Springs. We'll have highlights, stats, and the second half kick when we come back.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt, and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
The moment you call McDivitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
The bravest person I know is my daughter, Cynthia.
My friend Sean, and he was in the Air Force.
One of the bravest things he ever did wasn't when he first enlisted, it was when he found his first support group.
It was when he asked to move in with me and my mom.
I felt like I was lost, and you gave me a place to stay.
She went on foreign soil. She went to war. But the bravest thing she did is when she asked for help.
The
PTSD, depression, anxiety. I needed somebody to sit on my side of the table. Bree made that happen for me. KOAA, Channel 5, they care about the military, they care about the veterans. I've never seen this kind of care in my 80 years. Thank goodness for Bree helping me out. God put an angel in my life, and it just touched me so much.
This week on USL All Access, why Charleston and Sacramento dropping points is so impactful to the title race in the East and the West. Plus, Aiden Quinn joins the show.
His preparation has changed over the years, but the quality has never evaded one of the Mount Rushmore players in USL Championship. In his match, Indy 11 against Birmingham Legion on Sunday, 5 p.m., CBS Sports Network. Who needs to win most?
Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky back here with you. 0-0 between Colorado Springs and Sac Republic. Big second half to come here at Wider Field in just a few moments. But first, we look back at the first half highlights here between two of the top Western Conference contenders. And Coach, we begin with the Switchbacks coming close.
Yeah, and it became a situation where the wide play was of high value for both these teams. The delivery from Fjellberg there, the run from Yosuke Hanya, get himself some separation, but it was any time that they could overload, and then it opened up the opportunity for a player like Ward to invert his run, find himself going at centrally. He has the one shot on target for Colorado Springs Switchbacks thus far in the first 45, and these are things that, scenario-wise, when you execute them early, they can start paying dividends later in the match. Corners for Sacramento Republic, Russell Cicerone, and this was just moments before a talking to from the official for both players, Creek and Cicerone, and Cicerone still able to get on the end of it, so active. The very next corner kick, Roro Lopez puts it on that right foot, forces Christian Herrera to parry this over the crossbar and to deal with a lot of traffic there in a couple of sequences, but the shots on target is going to be where these two teams want to upgrade.
Yeah, 7-4 total shots for Sac Republic, but both teams didn't necessarily come away with a ton of quality chances to write home about.
Yeah, you're going to want to start converting some of those half chances into full chances. 0 corners for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That's just showing how deep they are getting to that byline, but I still think the involvement from Foster and Ward is something that is going to see itself pay, really be of fruition here in the second half for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, because it does allow you to kind of thin out the box centrally for Sacramento Republic. And for Sacramento Republic, the work of Russell Cicerone, I mean, it has been relentless from him.
Should mention as well, both teams lost key players to injury in that first half. Tejada and Vassell for Colorado Springs, Pirano for Sacramento. And it'll be Sac Republic kicking the second half off eventually, going from left to right here at Widener Field. They will restart the second half here. We're trying to get the second half underway here. A couple of false starts, and eventually Sacramento get the ball rolling at the start of the second half. Sean St. Jacques, the coach, Eric Dobransky, your entire crew, happy to have you with us. It's kind of been nip and tuck so far between Colorado Springs and Sacramento Republic here. A chance for the Switchbacks with a win to pole vault up the table quite a few places, depending on how results go later on tonight elsewhere. And Sacramento really could use 3 points here to put pressure on Luke Spencer's FC Tulsa, who currently have, at least for the moment, a pretty healthy lead at the top of the West.
Yeah, both these teams fighting different battles in the Western Conference. Colorado Springs Switchbacks obviously sitting above the playoff line, but my goodness, would 3 points go a long way to a top 4 finish? Obviously, you have to sustain that form to finish out the season. Do play on short rest. They bring in New Mexico United midweek, and then have Hartford on the Saturday. And then to your point, Sacramento Republic, you have to feel like if they're going to put pressure on FC Tulsa, it does have to be on a weekly basis. You can't slip up and not necessarily drop points, but you almost feel like the full allotment of points is what you need to put thorough pressure on Luke Spencer's group.
Switchbacks trying to force Sac Republic into a bit of a miscue here at the back, but Vitiello, does make a mistake in the end. Looked like he had a good chance to clear that away. Skewers out for a throw-in for Fjellberg and company on this near side. Sometimes even token pressure is pressure, and that does lead to a miss kick.
Yeah, you invite this long throw from Isaiah Foster. Unable to see too many of them in the first half. Just a bit tighter along that sideline on the opposite end. A little bit more of a runway here.
Good throw from Foster. Foul against Colorado Springs right outside the 6, and that alleviates all the pressure. Desmond harried by Levante Johnson, and that forces another Sacramento Republic giveaway. It allows the Switchbacks to replenish the possession.
Yeah, very early, but it looks like a couple misfires from Sacramento Republic. Good ball in.
Fjellberg does have support here through Isaiah Foster, Brennan Creek. Echeverria sprays it out to the far side for Ward. Ward slices it through for Johnson. Echeverria is forced to retreat it back to Tyler Clegg. Now Matt Mahoney. Foster for Creek. Creek for Johnson. It falls from Micheletto. Micheletto way out wide for Ward. Ward crosses it into the middle. It's just over the head of Micheletto. Echeverria back into the middle, headed away by Ross. Only as far as Tyler Clegg, whose shot takes a deflection, and Vitiello makes the catch.
And this is a prime example from the Colorado Springs Switchbacks of how to attack a team that is so efficient and effective defensively. I mean, that sequence starts with a big ball played over the top to Fjellberg, and good recovery runs from Sacramento Republic, and show why they are second in the league in goals against, with only 19, and have the 10 clean sheets. It's those second and third actions that just make them so difficult to break down. But the recycled runs, the urgency, that ball just popping off their foot, the decisiveness in the runs.
Good cover defensively there by Akeem Ward on that Jack Gurr attempt. The outlet for Foster on this near side still has some work to do. Finds Fjellberg. Oh, clever little touch there from Fjellberg. Lovely little give and go back to Fjellberg, who tried to thread the needle for Micheletto. And it deflects out for a throw-in. Look at this.
What clever link-up play from these two players. And you almost feel like if Fjellberg put enough to play past Micheletto, he had Yosuke Hanya along that right side. So he almost overhit it, but that defensive pressure did put him off balance. Just couldn't get a clean strike on that pass. And that's what both these teams are doing a good job of tonight. Even when they lose some of those initial battles, those duels, they get themselves back in the play and they influence what happens next.
Johnson lays it off. It's a lovely give and go. Back to Levante Johnson. Was he bundled over here unfairly? Referee says no. Some of the Switchbacks fans baying for a penalty. It does not come. Foster recycles it. Echeverria. Foster's delivery cleared away by JJ. And then eventually sent upfield by Lopez, although it's picked back off by Mahoney. And Mahoney cannot find a teammate. It's Gurr controlling for Sacramento. Now Cicerone tried to play Gerd down the line. Foster is there to block it out.
Good patience in the build here for the Switchbacks once they hit the final third. I mean, in a tight match like this, I don't see that going in favor of conceding a penalty. But that is an example of some of those second and third actions defensively for Sacramento Republic. Yes, you concede the space and the advanced positioning to Levante Johnson in that run into the 18-yard box, but you do a good job of not only slowing the run, but also tightening the angle where you allow that down press and the impact on what came next.
It was held up there by Blake Willie. Crossed in by Cicerone, headed away. Cleared only as far as JJ, who loops it back to the edge of the area. Mahoney's header is well placed to find Hanya. When Hanya could not play it further ahead into the path of Johnson. Foster down the line for Yosuke Hanya. Hanya one-on-one with Kleeman. Still, Yosuke Hanya to the byline. He tried to find Johnson. It's Fjellberg who loops it in, headed away off the 6-yard line. Ward looks to recycle for Clegg. Clegg, was he bundled into? Ward tries to continue going. Finally, it's brought to a halt. And there is going to be a yellow card that comes out here for Cicerone, who's jawing at anyone that's going to listen to him here at the moment.
And I think the conversation now has become, which foul do you restart from? Because the foul here from Luis Felipe, yes, you give the yellow card back to the initial, to Russell Cicerone.
It's a yellow card for Cicerone. It's sponsored by Diverse's Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. I think Russell Cicerone might need to take that advice at the moment. Free kick, though, for Colorado Springs. Micheletto stands over it, has a lovely right boot. Can he pick somebody out? It's got good shape on it. Oh, he nearly did pick out a teammate. It could still fall for a chance on this near side. It's sliced through for Johnson, who could not control it. Again, Ryan JJ clears for Sacramento. This is Brennan Creek. Looping it over the top. Gurr back for Vitiello.
And what you're seeing from the Switchbacks is variety. They are attacking from both flanks, which is then giving them the ability to access some plays centrally. Where you've seen from Sacramento Republic, they've become a bit one-dimensional. And even in the first 45, big turnover here.
Micheletto plays it across. This is Yosuke Hanya. Oh! He drags it wide. His search for a first league goal of the season goes on, and Colorado Springs missed the biggest, I should say, chance of the night.
And tremendous pressure from the Switchbacks. And with that pressure, you put yourself in a position where you unlock dangerous spaces in 1 to 2 passes. Just unable to put this on frame, especially from that distance. I know you want to hit something special to beat a special goalkeeper like Danny Vitiello, but you also need to put something on frame and make him make a save, at least in that instance.
We were saying, looking at the halftime stats, no one's had a clear-cut chance. Well, that was a clear-cut chance.
And you have to like the momentum that the Switchbacks are playing with. They have come out in this first half.
Willie looking to answer up the other end for Sacramento. Could fall for Lopez. He just about keeps it going. Willie loops it back into the middle, headed away by Mahoney. Recycled for Nick Ross.
Switchbacks have been very progressive, very positive. And it's with that initial ball, they regain possession, and I think there was sometimes in the first 45 where they went sideways or backwards when there was a moment where they could play forward. And you're seeing a bit more of that here launching themselves into the second 45.
Again, Colorado Springs deal with it defensively. It's clipped out to Micheletto on the near side. This is Creek for Clegg. Johnson comes back to get it. Well, his shirt was pulled multiple times, and finally the referee acknowledges that. And it is going to be a free kick. And there's going to be a change here for Sacramento. That is going to be the end of the night for Blake Willie. And Willie will be replaced by Lewis Jameson. It is another UCCS sub where business careers start. Well, Blake Willie is certainly getting a talking to there from Neil Collins, who's certainly not afraid to tell his players the hard truth. And Colorado Springs will have another underline free kick scoring opportunity here with Micheletto providing the service. It's another decent ball in. Desmond's header to the edge of the area. Still some work to do here, and Sac Republic do clear it, and it's into the path of Cicerone. Cicerone's early ball in behind is too close to Herrera with Jameson lurking. Micheletto gets past Roro Lopez, gets past another, and Echeverria cannot keep it going down that far side. He looks to get it back, but it's Roro Lopez who glides past Echeverria and is tripped up from behind. That'll be a free kick.
And you get that glimpse from Sacramento Republic, how dangerous they can be if you're not switched on in some of those transition moments. Russell Cicerone was just one pass away from playing Lewis Jameson in free on goal. That's the thing, is when you get this deep into the season, obviously we all know how fragile games can be. You can be owning momentum, owning chances created. That fantastic number XG, you could be leading in XG, but you could still give up the loud moment that flips the narrative and changes the direction of a match. And that's going to be where Colorado Springs Switchbacks want to be cautious. They want to make sure, and I'm in no way am I saying be cautious with their play, but also...
Oh, Jameson kept that in play, and Clegg mismanaged the situation and is booked. That was just outside the 18-yard box. Talk about making something out of nothing there. Sacramento now has a free kick.
And this being a prime example, you are locked in on what you are doing offensively as a collective. What you create is collective. The passes, the movement, the positional play. But some of these defensive moments are gonna highlight themselves more and more as Sacramento Republic try to find their footing here in the second 45, and now you give a player like Roro Lopez in prime position to whip this in right-footed.
There's a Diversus Health yellow card. It's an underline free kick for Roro Lopez here, just past the hour. Lopez tried to go for goal, it looked like, from such a tight angle. In some ways there, the Switchbacks are let off the hook.
He just drives this one through. It just never comes back around.
Well, I'm certainly no one to tell Roro Lopez what to do with a set piece, but that did feel like a missed opportunity. This is Fjellberg battling with Gurr, and Gurr commits a foul, free kick. Echeverria out wide for Ward. Johnson comes back to get it. Speared out to Foster on this near side. Micheletto surveys. Echeverria. Tyler Clegg. Clipping it into the middle, looking for Fjellberg. Oh, it nearly fell for Johnson off the JJ header. And Vitiello claims.
And you do see with the changes that Sacramento Republic have made, we see Luis Felipe goes centrally with Nick Ross. Roro Lopez slides into that right forward position. Jamison plays central, and then Cicerone along that left side. You still have Jack Gurr. What a ball.
Oh, Jamison does so well here. Oh, but it couldn't be controlled on the back end. Keem Ward swoops in to make sure that there was no chance to come for Michel Benitez.
Just as I was going to say, Benitez along the left side makes his introduction. Just does not get that final touch.
It's going to be a T. Rowe Price corner. Invest with confidence. Both teams have looked much more dangerous in this second half. There's no questions about that. Roro Lopez will get another chance to deliver here from a set piece. Although he'll play it short. This is Benitez whipping it in. Oh, and it's flicked on and flicked in! Oh, but the flag's up. It will not count. Russell Cicerone thought he had scored to give Sacramento the lead. It will not stand. The goal is chalked out.
And this just shows the importance that regardless of a team going short, and you see just a step behind that back line, sometimes you get too casual with clearing your lines, but the switchbacks are not. They get their line outside the 6-yard box, right towards the top, and it's so important. And that's a moment that you highlight when you go through set pieces, defensive set pieces, is that's a goal right there. And the ability to be collective in the way you step, so crucial. And you're gonna look back at that, well defended from Colorado Springs switchbacks.
Could it maybe spur on Sac Republic? This is Gurr. Lopez into the middle, Clegg's header. Oh, it nearly fell for Jamison. Hanya tries to get in the way. Felipe loses out to Hanya. And then it's won back by JJ. Benitez, Cicerone, JJ out to this near side. Jack Gurr fizzes it into the middle. It falls for Lopez. Roro Lopez looks for a foul. It's not given. Ward ends up clearing it into the path of Micheletto, who can lead the switchbacks up the other end in transition. Up ahead for Hanya. Hanya into the area, plays it back across, and Micheletto was not in the area. And it rolls harmlessly out of play for a throw-in after an end-to-end sequence.
Yeah, we have ourselves a lively football match right now, and the ball goes end-to-end. Micheletto, the drive on the dribble, and then just seems to be crossed up here on which runner he wants to pick out. You almost think that Micheletto's going to continue into that space, but occupying and holding up some of those defenders. Did you have some space to play in front of Danny Vitiello into Levante Johnson? But did you also have the angle to play around the defender becomes the question.
Just under 25 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here. This is Luis Felipe. It's then clipped onto this near side where Jack Gurr was unmarked. He lays it off for Ryan JJ. JJ strides forward, bends the ball into the middle. Mahoney with a comfortable clearance away. And Johnson battling through multiple Sac Republic players here. When Fjellberg tried to poke it forward, it eventually goes out for a throw, and there's bodies down everywhere after that sequence. Johnson and Fjellberg were down. There's also a Sacramento player that was down as well. It's yet another injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health.
Good to see Levante Johnson getting back up, because you already didn't want to see the injuries that both these teams have taken on thus far.
The ball went out of play at the end of that sequence. The referee did give Colorado Springs a throw, and I believe that's going to be held up here with Isaiah Foster on it. Clegg. Pushed ahead by Mahoney for Foster. Echeverria for Ward. Into that point of the game where a goal could be really decisive here. Hanya not on the same page with Micheleto, doesn't come off. Foster, ooh, he misread that. Roro Lopez waits for runners either side, threads the needle for Jack Gurr. Gurr across the middle here. Jamison scores! An expertly executed break from Sac Republic, finished off by the substitute Lewis Jamison to give Sacramento the lead at Widener Field.
Clinical and ruthless is what comes to mind in this sequence. The misplay at midfield, Roro Lopez able to get on the ball, but you just see Jack Gurr explode into his run, the overlapping run, the pace of the pass, and how clever is that touch around two defenders, and then you just smash it into the back of the net. What a finish and what a run from all players in that sequence. And Jamison, the awareness, the timing, and then you accompany that with the finish itself. What a play from Sacramento Republic.
Lewis Jamison's third league goal of the season. That's one of the best team goals we've seen in the USL Championship this campaign. It's also a goal that could take Sac Republic within 5 points of top of the table Tulsa in the West. 20 minutes for Colorado Springs to get off the mat. Ward down the line for Hanya. Back for Ward in a pocket of space here. Ward looking for Johnson. It was just over his head. And the Switchbacks recycle it. Foster for Fjellberg, who's harried by Gurr. And eventually it is a foul and a free kick. Mahoney plays it for Clegg. On the turn, Hanya, double parked, loses out.
And you know coaches and teams are only concerned in their matchup.
Oh, it's a chance here for Foster. Taken off his boots at the last second. Looked like JJ got the touch.
Ryan JJ is quietly having a massive night for Sacramento Republic. Has not had heavy involvement in the final third, but has been on the ball in some key moments, and then defensively putting himself in a position to either minimize a threat or just negate it altogether.
Pikes Peak National Bank, corner, bank well, be well, cheer loud. Switchbacks need a riposte here. Micheleto's ball in, Vitiello. Perfectly executed on the punch away. And Hanya will settle for a throw.
But just briefly going back to my point of not necessarily score watching, But if this result holds,
Oh, it's just in behind again. JJ has been everywhere defensively. Nudges it out for another Pikes Peak corner.
the door is open for Orange County as they play tonight. That matchup just becomes, it was already massive. Now they got to get themselves back in that match against San Antonio.
There is quite a bit of stirring in the technical area for the Switchbacks. They win another corner. The McDivitt Law Firm corner this time on the far side. Now it's Colorado Springs constantly putting pressure on Sacramento's back line. Nicoletto will try again. The referee tells Nicoletto to make sure the ball is on that corner arch. A slight adjustment needed there. The ball in by Nicoletto, and another foul away from the play. That makes it all a moot point and gives Sacramento a reprieve.
Looked like they were readying changes. James Chambers and his coaching staff. What do they look to present in under 20 minutes left here against Sacramento Republic?
James Chambers can make up to 3 changes. He's already made 2, of course, tonight. Both were in the first half for injuries. Seems like so long ago, I should say. And of course, Neil Collins will be applauded for the stroke of genius of bringing on Lewis Jamison, who could go down, still a long way to go, of course, but could go down as the match winner tonight.
And what those changes meant to this team tactically, because Luis Felipe centrally, obviously Roro Lopez, kind of the freedom to stretch the back line, but not necessarily stretch it in the vertical sense, but stretch it, start high, drop in low, and be that playmaker that he is. And then now you allow Jamison and Cicerone to be the ones that vertical threat, and we saw that on the goal.
And now can Colorado Springs dig deep here? Trailing to one of, if not the best, defensive teams in the league. Can they break them down in these last 16 minutes? Hanya tried to thread the needle for Echeverria. It just wasn't on, and it's out for a goal kick. And here comes a triple change for Colorado Springs. Steven Echeverria is going to come out. Cole Maraca will take his place. Matt Real is going to replace Yosuke Hanya. And then Jonas Fjellberg is going to make way for Zach Zandy, who of course has come through a time or two in a big spot for the Switchbacks before. All of those changes are brought to you by UCCS, where business careers start. And that's it. That's the last roll of the dice for James Chambers with 15 minutes to go.
And just as we mentioned those changes for Neil Collins, what do these tactically mean to the Switchbacks? We already see Isaiah Foster higher up the field along that left side. He knew that was going to be something with Matt Real coming onto the field. He was going to step into that left back position.
Sunbelt Rentals, remember, they have local hustle and national muscle. Throw in for Jack Gurr and Sac Republic. Down the line, again, it's covered by Colorado Springs, but the visitors win it back with Roro Lopez, the goal scorer Jamison for Gurr. And then down the line for Roro Lopez, who knew he could not keep it in play. He knocks it out for a throw-in instead of a goal kick to keep Colorado Springs at this end. Foster for Krieg. Dangerous pass by Mahoney, but he finds Clegg. Over the top for Zandy. Lovely feed out wide for Ward. Ward's early ball is deflected out for a McDivitt Law Firm corner on the far side.
A good job earning a corner there, because he almost felt like there was another touch in there from Ward, because he hadn't committed anybody just yet. But when you can get that deflection, you earn the corner, now you can throw a lot of bodies in front of this goal.
Micheletto's service tonight's also been very good. It's another really good ball in. Sacramento do get the first contact. It's deflected onto this near side for Cole Maraca. His cross is blocked by Lopez. Lopez up ahead. What's going to find Jamison, and Jamison miscontrols it, allowing Creek to play it back for Herrera. And then as Herrera played in Mahoney into the possession, the referee brings the play to a halt. Colorado Springs is able to stop another promising attack, but they have a player down here up the other end. Boy, both teams have been bitten by the injury bug tonight.
And when you have this finite window here as you close out the season, you want these results to be decided on the field with your full availability, and that's what you just continue to hope for both these teams.
Another common Spirit Health injury stoppage. Both teams kind of get a quick huddle here for the stretch run of this game. And it should be mentioned that if this holds, Sac Republic would just be 5 points back of FC Tulsa with 6 to play. That #1 overall seed and home field throughout the playoffs in the Western Conference. That's a big deal. Colorado Springs would potentially stay in 8th, but that's not a given, pending results elsewhere. And the reason, of course, that Sacramento have the goal is because of this wonderful bit of team play and this Jamison finish.
Yeah, misfortune for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks turned into treasure for Sacramento Republic. Their ability to climb the field at such a rapid rate never lost stride. I mean, once Roro Lopez got on the ball, you saw Jamison on the run. Jack Gurr exploded in that space, and then you meet that with the quality. Find yourself up 1-0 with going into 10 minutes left.
It was such a great goal from Sacramento all the way around, and third league goal for Lewis Jamison. And we said it earlier, Sacramento were so tough to beat, but they're also really tough to beat away from home this season. They come into the night on already quite the unbeaten run away from home, and in general, they can hold on. This should be a 7th road win of the season in 12. As the player down was Isaiah Foster, and he is continuing to be looked at as he is walking just off the field on this near side. And meanwhile, Neil Collins and the Sacramento technical area have apparently riled up the referee here. And there's a yellow card also for the Colorado Springs technical area as well. And now James Chambers is going to come over to argue. Neil Collins is livid. We did not see what happened here. And I think Colorado Springs is going to make a concussion change with Foster being injured. Duke Lacroix is ready to come on. But Sacramento and Neil Collins are still arguing the issue here. We just don't know what they're upset about. And even some of the fans are yelling at Neil Collins, and he's giving it right back to them. Neil Collins is riled up Widener Field here. And the referee's telling him no more of that. We believe both technical areas received a yellow card. Referee just wants bygones to be bygones here, but Neil Collins is still upset. We are waiting confirmation as to what all of that was about.
And you wonder if he's seeking clarification on the substitution. You make a great point. Obviously, you can make that substitution if that is indeed the case. And we saw the 3 subs come on just a few moments ago. Felt like that was the last changes that we were going to see from the Switchbacks.
There is the UCCS substitution. Duke Lacroix, the Haitian international, is on. And that is it for Isaiah Foster. I cannot remember the last time I saw fans and a head coach get into it with each other. Again, these are heated moments during a playoff chase, so this can happen, but my goodness, that was a very unique moment. Lacroix's first touch, played it up ahead. Ward clipping it over the top, but it nearly fell into the path of Hanya. And Vitiello is there for Sacramento. About 7.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining.
And this game thus far has encapsulated a bit of what Yosuke Hanya's season has been. A lot of the right runs, a lot of the right actions in terms of on the ball, off the ball. It's just that final execution. He's so close. I mean, a lot of this game is putting yourself in dangerous situations like Yosuke Hanya continues to do. And that's where Colorado Springs Switchbacks and James Chambers, they feel like they're right on that, around that corner to making it pay dividends and earn results and score goals. And because he just continues to challenge back lines and continues to be so clever with his movement and how he gets on the ball and where he gets on the ball.
Free kick that Micheletto takes quickly onto the far side. Clegg. Ricochets towards the far side. Benitez. It's going to fall for Cicerone. Jamison back to Russell Cicerone. In behind here for Sacramento. And Cicerone wraps it up! Russell Cicerone silences Winderfield and puts Sac Republic right on track for 3 vital away points in Colorado Springs tonight. Look out, Tulsa. Sac Republic is on your heels. They lead 2-0.
Two quick transition moments. Two dangerous players involved. I mean, each switching on and off on who's occupying the attention. It starts with Russell Cicerone faced up going to goal. So naturally, all the attention is going to be focused on what his next action is going to be. Then he puts Jamison on the ball, playing back to goal. The awareness and the recognition, and then the ball played in, and they let Russell Cicerone take care of the rest. The big touch into space, and the composure to tuck away his 8th goal of the season.
That leads Sac Republic, and how about a goal and an assist for Lewis Jamison off the bench tonight, and Sacramento are in pole position with 5 minutes left. Two incredibly effective break transition moments for Sacramento, and they take both big chances. Of course, they led 2-0 the last time these two teams played, but now there's only 5 minutes left for the Switchbacks to recover.
Well, it was a goal in the 87th and a goal in the 97th that pulled this game back for Colorado Springs Switchbacks. So you don't want to be living deja vu if you're Neil Collins and Sacramento Republic, but my goodness, they have put a display on in both boxes. I mean, Ryan JJ,
he's been excellent.
Yeah, I said it earlier, quietly having a big game. Now I just think loudly having a terrific performance for Neil Collins' group.
Ends up getting a goal kick. Of course, will Colorado Springs at the moment, will they be ruining a couple of those missed chances, the Hanya chance in particular? But there's still time to at least mount some sort of a response, a comeback attempt.
Yeah, I know a few moments ago I was mentioning the play of Yosuke Hanya, but just in regards to being an example of some of the tough questions that Colorado Springs Switchbacks are asking offensively, the interchange, the variety, the central players dropping into space, and then those deeper central players being able to occupy higher space. I mean, some of the interchange has been on full display tonight. They just have not been able to reel in that final piece. Because to open this second half, I mean, my goodness, we thought they were just electric.
Yeah.
They were attacking on all cylinders. They were attacking along the wide areas centrally.
This is Zandy bringing it forward for the Switchbacks. Header down centrally, looking for Lacroix. Cleared away by Desmond. Anywhere will do. It'll go out for a throw. That's one back again by Sac Republic. Jamison over to the left. Lopez near side. Roro Lopez has it poked away by Micheletto. And then Ross kicks the ball away after the Switchbacks get a free kick. Sprayed out to the far side here. Cross into the middle, Vitiello makes the catch. And Sacramento gets a step closer to a vital win. We are into the 90th minute. There's a reason Sacramento are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. You are seeing it on full display in this second half tonight. Mahoney does get it back to Herrera. Switchbacks will help to hope for a decent chunk of stoppage time here. This is Micheletto. Micheletto's ball into the middle, soars over everybody's head. And Benitez will let that bounce out for a throw, and that'll likely take us into second half stoppage time. Lee Desmond will take it. We are into 5 added minutes, brought to you by the TikTok shop. So there is still time for Colorado Springs, only just.
What's frightening for opponents when you play Sacramento Republic is...
Oh, Micheletto's in! Oh, what a save, Vitiello! How quickly things could have changed. That is a massive stop from the Sac Republic goalkeeper.
Something out of nothing, just to touch centrally, and then you already have the numbers in the area. Good pass in from Clegg. Micheletto unable to tuck that away and beat Danny Vitiello.
Herrera has to get it upfield. 4 minutes left. Desmond wins the initial header. Lopez for Cicerone. Creek. Over the top, looking for Johnson. Ooh, Kleeman misjudged it. Johnson pokes it forward. And Vitiello again is there.
And why not? Ryan JJ there to influence that final touch as well. I almost thought this was great work, and it was, from Levante Johnson to get around his defender and make it a physical battle. Just unable to get that final touch. It's Ryan JJ there to recover and be in that support. As we see a last change from Sacramento Republic.
That'll be it for Roro Lopez. And he will be replaced by Justin Portillo. UCCS substitution. High fives all around for the veteran after another job well done tonight.
He does not necessarily find himself on the score sheet with a goal or an assist, but his impact and influence was high, heavy involvement. You see the acknowledgement from Neil Collins, his coaching staff, his teammates. It is a solid night from Roro Lopez.
Vitiello will get the ball back into play. Roro Lopez still doing the job at 38 years young.
Well, you have to love the adjustment that Neil Collins and his group made when they made those changes. Luis Felipe slides in centrally. He gave Roro Lopez the ability to play out in that wide area, but the ability to drop down and be that additional playmaker, knowing that Jamison and Russell Cicerone were going to be more than aggressive going forward and being that vertical threat. And goodness, those two worked well together.
This ball's clipped into the middle. The header. Oh, it's miscommunication there between Kleeman and Vitiello. Benitez on the back end sends it out for a throw. And now Colorado Springs are upset. They wanted to get the ball right back into play. Desmond is down. This is a possible injury here. And it's a possible head injury as well, I think. Common Spirit Health injury stoppage. We'll see possibly the medical staff brought on here. Or maybe not. And that'll definitely frustrate some of the Colorado Springs players who wanted to get the ball back into play. Now they do. The header is over the top and onto the roof of the net. Matt Real trying to hit the target. And that'll just about get Sacramento over the line and into another valuable 3 points. Vitiello will send it forward. Jamison commits the foul as the 5 minutes are just about up. Micheletto. Jamison catches up to him. Matt Real. Mahoney. Ward. It deflects into the path of Zandy. Oh, and Zandy, a little bit of miscommunication there with Johnson. And that will do it. Sacramento Republic comes to Widener Field and wins. 2 critical goals from Jamison and Cicerone sees Sac Republic slice the lead down to just 5 points between themselves and first place Tulsa at the top of the Western Conference. It's a major setback for the champions, Colorado Springs, in their chances of trying to claim a playoff spot. It's a gutsy, impressive road 3 points for Neil Collins and Sacramento.
Yep, professional performance from Neil Collins' group. Go on the road, absorb some early pressure in the second half, but go and create those 2 goals and find the difference that picks them up a massive 3 points.
Let's take a look at the critical moment of the match. It's brought to you by by Common Spirit Health. Yosuke Hanya had a chance to give Colorado Springs the lead. It flashed wide of the target, and until that Micheletto chance, that was the best chance of the game for the hosts. It did not quite work out for them. Our man of the match for Colorado Springs in the end is Micheletto. It's presented by Broom Transportation. Colorado Springs comes up short here on their home patch tonight. Credit to Sac Republic for a vital 3 points, and we will wrap it up after the break at Widener Field.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
The moment you call McDivitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
PTSD, depression, anxiety. I needed somebody to sit on my side of the table. Bree made that happen for me. KOAA, Channel 5, they care about the military, they care about the veterans. I've never seen this kind of care in my 80 years. Thank goodness for Bree helping me out. God put an angel in my life, and it just touched me so much.
Post-game is brought to you by Phil Long. We're back here at Widener Field. Sean St. Jacques, Eric Dobransky, our entire crew to wrap things up. Sacramento wins it over Colorado Springs by 2-0. Full-time highlights here, particularly in the second half. There were a lot of big chances, but the magnificent team goal finished off by Lewis Jamison gave Sacramento the lead.
Yeah, it was that movement and that ability for Roro Lopez to get on that ball. He held up play just a moment to give Jack Gurr the opportunity to climb the field. Remarkable pass in, and then Jack Gurr slicing pass into Lewis Jamison. Just buries it down the net.
And sorry, Coach, one-on-one, Cicerone against the goalkeeper. He's going to score 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and this was tough for Colorado Springs Switchbacks because they had seen a lot of the possession, seen a lot of the good moments in and around the Sacramento Republic 18-yard box. Just were unable to find that final piece, and Sacramento Republic were.
Live table, this could change by the end of the night, but for now, Colorado Springs, despite the loss, hangs on to the 8th and final playoff spot. Orange County are losing 3-1 right now to San Antonio. More importantly, Sacramento back within, at least for now, 5 or 6 points of Tulsa at the top of the Western Conference table after a massive victory here at home tonight. Tulsa are playing Oakland right now at the Coliseum. You can take a look at that still at the end of the night. What a night here at Widener Field, particularly for Sacramento. They are able to grind out a massive road 3 points thanks to Jamison and Cicerone. And for Eric Dobransky and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Widener Field. Sac Republic, just keep on rolling in the right direction.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.